Prisca. How are you?
Hi, Erin. How are you?
Good. Hey guys, welcome to another interview on Chiro Chats. Today I have Prisca and she is actually in Uganda. So first of all, for people, could you situate us a little bit? Like, where is Uganda? How did you get to Uganda? How many chiropractors are there in Uganda? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm Prisca. I'm Dutch by origin, but I've been living in Uganda for almost 2.5 years now. If you think of Africa, it's East Africa next to Kenya, and Congo on the other side, and it's just below Sudan.
And where are you situated? Are you situated more near Congo, near Sudan, near Kenya?
I'm more towards the Kenyan side, so I'm on Lake Victoria.
Okay.
So where the Nile starts, so we all know the Nile from Egypt, but it basically goes all the way down through Uganda. No, it goes up. So it starts in Uganda, starts from Lake Victoria, and then it goes all the way up to Egypt.
Right.
And so I'm basically at that little tip where the lake turns into the river.
Okay, and is it a big town where you are? Are you in a city?
It's average sized town. It is the third largest town in Uganda. But it's now, I think in the next couple of months, it's going to change from the town status to city status. Okay. So it is definitely growing. It's been booming in those last few years, and that's just mainly because the outskirts are just getting bigger.
And is it mountainous? Is it green? Is it desert? What sort of?
So green.
Okay.
It's up and down. It's got a lot of rain because we're a lot higher, which means we have very fertile grounds. There is generally enough food because everything grows quite easily.
Right.
It's like the dark red soil that you drop a seed and in a couple of days.
Yeah. And tell us though, how did you find this place? Like, what are you doing there? How did that happen?
So I was working for a chiropractor in the Netherlands, and it was great, but we sort of drifted apart a little bit in the fact that I was ready for something new. I'd always had this major travel bug inside of me, and I've been traveling on my holidays, but I knew always that I wanted to give something back. I always wanted to do more. So at some point, I came across an opportunity to come to Uganda and to work here as a chiropractor. Wow. And I took it. It was mine. And within 3 months, I quit my job. And within 3 months, I told my family, told my friends, I packed up, I prepped, I arranged, I fundraised, and my goodbyes. And the plan was to be here for 6 months. Yeah, I'm here 2.5 years now, so we all know how that story ended.
Yeah, and are there many chiropractors in Uganda, or how many chiropractors are you there?
There are 4. One is not actively practicing, and then we have Ugandan chiropractor, Dr. Sebwana. He came back to Uganda in 1997. And then there's Dr. Worthington. She's from the UK, and then me.
Right. And how many people live in Uganda? What's the population of Uganda?
45 million.
45 million.
So it's about 50 million each. Keeps us busy.
Keeps you busy. Keeps you very, very busy. Well, I'm glad to hear that there are chiropractors there, but it's a pity that there's not that many. And so what is life like for a chiropractor there? Like, what type of clients do you see? You see local people, expat people? What is the community like where you work?
So I have it basically divided. So I have one area of where I see expats, but that's mainly in town. And in the capital city. So I drive once a week to the capital city, Kampala, where I then see some expats, and it's like 50-50, half of them local and half of them expats. And then I actually travel into the villages other days of the week, where I go to the areas where people cannot reach.
Right. Okay.
So they don't have access to care, they don't have access to specialists, they can barely pay the transport to come to their clinics. So they're all pre-existing clinics where I work in. So I make sure that I'm there 1 day a week usually, and I go back to the same clinics again and again to make sure that there is some consistency of care.
Good.
Because what I don't do, and what people often think, is that I live a mission trip life, that I do a mission trip every day. But what I try and what I really value as a person is that you give personal care. And I think the level of care and the quality and everything there should be no difference between whether you're seeing an expat, whether you're seeing someone in Europe, or whether you're seeing someone in an underserved population. So I do full histories, full examinations. I give report of findings. Everybody gets a health talk. I give obviously adjustments, and we start a care plan. And it takes longer to see people here because of the language barrier.
Yeah, I was going to say, what English is the official language, no, of Uganda?
It is, but nobody actually speaks it other than educated people. So once you go deep into the villages, they don't speak. So I have a rock star of an assistant, absolutely love her. Her name is Sarah, and she goes with me to the villages, and I can't say that she just translates. She is like a magician. It's absolutely amazing.
Great.
She knows exactly how to get the information. She understands chiropractic. She knows exactly what is next. She organizes it. Well, she doesn't organize it, but she knows exactly what to do when, and she basically helps me through it.
And then, so you see these people, what sort of conditions do they come in? Is it usually quite extreme, or do they come in for wellness care, or what sort of
wellness care is not a thing yet.
Yeah.
I really wish it was.
Yeah, but it's survival care, I imagine.
It's survival care. Yeah. It's mainly based on symptoms. I get some, often I see in one clinic, mainly see pregnant women and kids. So if I see the pregnant woman, I will get to the wellness care of post-delivery checks sometimes, and bring in the kid for a check, or definitely bring the kid on the days of immunization, and just to make sure that gets sorted. But overall, it's mainly symptom care.
Right.
And it's difficult to find out sometimes because people come in and it is all over the place. It's really difficult to really get to the root of a diagnosis for many, but that's why it takes some time. But it is really good because your diagnostic skills go, you learn stuff in school, but
it goes way up. And tell us, how do you adjust these?
The trust in chiropractic is just amazing because you see these people that you never see in Europe. I see people that come in and they have diseases that you haven't even heard of in Europe. I mean, I see people with TB. I see people with typhoid. I see people with bilharzia, malaria, HIV, things that, yes, you've heard of them, but do you see them?
No, not often. No.
And I see on a regular basis lots of kids with neurological problems, cerebral palsy, hydrocephalus, spinal bifida, mostly undiagnosed to the part where you actually know where the lesion is, when the lesion happens, but you just make it work. And
but I suppose
it's out of this world. I mean, the difference you see with sometimes a single adjustment, or just being able to get them on a care plan, you see these kids who were completely socially isolated because they couldn't talk, because the parents didn't know what to do with them. They couldn't move, they couldn't sit, they couldn't walk, they couldn't eat on their own. and suddenly you see their personalities blooming because
Exactly.
they can fit and they learn to crawl and they're feeding themselves and they become social and they're playing with their brothers. And I see kids that are now going to school, and
Yeah.
it's just,
Really
that's
good.
what we do it for, and
Yeah.
that's why we love chiropractic.
Sure. Well, that's the beauty of it, really, because as you said, yes, you see all these pathologies, but at the end of the day, all you have to do is adjust them and let the body heal itself. I mean, it's really interesting to see what's coming in, but then I imagine it's extremely interesting to see the power of the adjustment as well, in that it can help heal whatever, even emotionally, socially.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, just to see that gratitude and that love that comes from it. Like, there are ones that you literally, you see the light go on. Yes, you
Mm-hmm.
see that in Europe as well, but this is like a strobe light.
Yeah, a big light.
And that is just amazing to see how it just connects.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's absolutely gorgeous. And
So also tell us, like, do you get other chiropractors coming down to visit you? Do you need help down there? Like, what's going on?
you help. I had a volunteer coming in for about 6 weeks just before the lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
started. And that was great. Just to be able to adjust together. It gave me a little bit of time off to focus on some other things. And that was amazing. It was Aline, and she is from Switzerland, and godsend. I mean, that was just so nice. You can suddenly make such a big difference, and it gave me the time not just to adjust more people, but also to focus a little bit more energy on educating extra staff and getting protocols in place, educating other parts, and focusing more on the legislation part. And I officially founded the foundation in the Netherlands in beginning of this year. So it gave me time to focus on those things and prepare, because I was supposed to be in Europe right now.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not. To finalize those things.
And what's your foundation?
It's Kale Chiropractic, and Kale is the local word for okay.
Okay, so Kala.
Yes.
Kale. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your foundation is then you want to help raise funds to help you with your project down there.
Yeah. Help raise funds, let people know about what we're doing, see if we can find people to want to come out there to make sure that it's all it's got a good overview, it's got clarity, and there's transparency of whatever is happening here.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm sure that it sounds like a great adventure and a great, I mean, there's always that thought with a mission trip that you go to a place, you do one adjustment and you leave, so you don't see the effects that you can have, the consistency of care. So the great thing about your project is that you're there all the time.
I'm there, I'm staying, I can see the follow-up, I can check up with them. And it's also, I know one adjustment, but would you settle for one adjustment only? Personally, would you settle for one adjustment for your family only? And that's something that is, I think that's not right.
Exactly.
I think it's great, and I love the mission trips that go on a regular basis. So at least they have some better planning, and they know that there's some checkups, or the ones that make connections with local healthcare providers.
Yeah.
I love that. There's a couple of them out there, and I think that's amazing that they can do that, because they still have practices in Europe or America or wherever. But I love the fact that I can live it.
Right.
I can be here. I can do this every day, and it is my life, and it's my passion. I mean, it's when you know, you know.
You know. Yeah. So how can people get in contact with you?
They can find me on Facebook. They can find me on Instagram, email. I'll send you all the details. So maybe you can put it in a description.
Yeah, I will.
That might be easier than me trying to spell it all out.
Okay, great. And actually what I wanted to do is actually give a call out to all chiropractors that are listening to give you a bit of a hand with this. Would you be open to people sending you some donations? Is that something that could really help you out down there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, even the smallest amount, even just like little amounts can go a huge way here.
Mm-hmm.
That just makes a big difference. And you know, $10 or $5 or $20 is a cup of coffee in Europe, but here it actually makes a huge difference. It allows us to just keep going and keep going.
Yeah.
So
well, I'll put a donate button on top to this this YouTube video, and people can easily donate through PayPal. It's just pressing that button, and if you have a PayPal account, it will link straight to you so that you can give a direct donation and help you with this project. I think in times like this, even more so, no, because you're in complete lockdown in Uganda as well.
We're in complete lockdown. There's no transport. Private transport has been stopped. We have curfews. Most stores are closed, just market and supermarket. We have to wear masks and 4 meters social distance, and you don't obey the rules.
Yeah. So of course you're not able to attend to people in your private practice, nor out in the villages as well, of course.
No, unfortunately, right now we're stuck here, and it's sad because I call my assistant like once a week, and we're almost sitting on the phone both crying. We miss our people so much. Yeah. I wonder how Jane is doing. I wonder how. But there's not much we can do. Like that's the same boat as everybody else is in.
Sure.
And we just make the most of it. Hope that it clears soon, and then.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And can I ask you a question? This was just a thought. So I'm in Barcelona, okay, and because with the lockdown as well, we've noticed that nature has been coming in and invading the city because the humans aren't tramping on it, all that, you know. Is nature invading you in Uganda, and what does that entail? Like, does the jungle come in?
Far into the land. The only thing that is invading us at the moment is because of the heavy rains. The water level is rising so much that many people are losing their houses along the river and along the lake. When it comes to proper wildlife, most is like contained within borders.
So no orangutans.
I'm pretty sure that they are having a blast right now, that there are no traffic, that they can do whatever they want, they can walk around there. I'm sure once this is lifted and we go on a safari, it's going to be
awesome.
Epic.
Well, I've heard that actually the capital of Uganda has one of the worst traffic situations in the world. So I imagine it's quite a nice place to drive.
The skies are clear now. They are completely clear. I see the pictures, because obviously I can't go there now either, but I see the pictures of friends who are sending it to me, and the sky is bright blue. It is gorgeous. Like, nature is doing its thing. And I do have to say, birds, like birding, I live on the Nile here, and it is amazing. Like, it's almost like you're going on a safari, just sitting outside and just watching the birds, and they fly by, and it's amazing.
Great.
So there's definitely some good bits about these lockdowns.
Yes, I'm sure. All right, well, let's wrap up this interview. I would definitely create all those links with the video and a huge donate button. So please, I think if we can all just put in our 2 cents, we can definitely help each other out. Okay. Thank you so much for your time today.
I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Bye. See you.
Bye.